And by Ekenen Monozo, the number Sinketata Bukwa 25th of December 2023. As in the Bayadro Nama and Kediki Babu Gadikechi. Nature da Guagu. Try Kurotako Yadri. Ise. Diko Sidi. Iyabwa Eastern News 24. Kaska when I was telling you, Yado Kempa. I news I was telling you, no Sinketoni Ege. Bastamaka ye plans federal government well nebe Biafran Prime Minister no one night okay to saya bo zikos wede man kede ki be big ya be figures here a drop right comment again on the comment section below if you chere ni fe one night okay ku gasi di chiche maka the plans or unveil and the step federal government of Nigeria actually take in every Simon Ekpa Kebo the Biafran Prime Minister. Right, over to you, sir.
Is making in order to kidnap and rendition the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, just the same way they kidnapped and rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the Zoological Republic. So I want you to stay tuned. I have a message for them at the very end of this very broadcast, so you must be here in order to hear my direct message to both the Zoo Army and of course the Zoo federal government. So according to This Day, which is of course one of the Zoo Gota media outlets, the headline says CDS urges federal government to take diplomatic action against Finland-based Simon Ekpa. Of course, you know this terrorist who is called the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa. They said the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, has urged the federal government to take decisive action, including exploring diplomatic actions to curb the menace of the factional leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mr. Simon Ekpa. He made the appeal during a courtesy visit to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in Abuja, aimed at fostering partnership on information dissemination. The defense chief warned of danger of ceding the airspace to Ekpa, who is based in Finland, for him to continue spreading utterances capable of setting the country on fire. The country is already on fire. The so-called country, the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, is already on fire. So when you said he's making utterances capable of setting the so-called country on fire, you are just joking. In fact, this is propaganda. Because the country, the so-called country, is already on fire for very many years and can never survive it. Musa said Finland should not, for whatever reason, be offering protection to the IPOB leader. I want to bring up this issue of Simon Ekpa. I still don't know why we are not doing anything much about him. We can't allow him to get the airspace against us. The country Finland is offering him and is giving him refuge. They should not do that for whatever reason. And we have the diplomatic means of going through those things. Musa is pleading with the Zoo government, the Zoo federal government, to use diplomatic means to kidnap and rendition the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. But let me digress a little bit. They all know that there is nothing they can do to the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa through diplomatic means. Listen. Because the title of this news says, I'm talking about the title, that the Nigerian federal government reviews secret moves and plans to kidnap and rendition the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. There's a reason why I used that word, and I want to explain it right now. Pay attention. Now, they know already, based on what I have highlighted here, the so-called federal government of Fulani is aware that diplomatically there is nothing, absolutely nothing they can do to the Prime Minister. They know, because they know the law, even if they don't keep and respect it. They also know the international law, because Finland cannot do anything to the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, because as a human, as a person, like the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, he has never committed any crime or offense known to law within his jurisdiction in Finland. I want to break it down to all of you listening to me right now. And what I'm about to say, or what I'm saying right now, is something that the zoo is aware of. That's why they are handicapped. That's why they are planning a way to do it abracadabra, to kidnap him like they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and rendition him to the zoo. Pay attention, this is very, very vital. So the zoo government is aware. Diplomatically, they lost it all. They can't do anything to the Prime Minister because Finnish government has never seen the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa committing any offense in Finland as a human being, as an individual. So you cannot arrest an innocent man who has never committed any crime known to humanity within his jurisdiction. That is one. Then number two, people who are fighting for their freedom in Biafra land, who carry arms against the terrorist army of Nigeria to defend themselves and their land. Within this army that is fighting the terrorist army of the zoo, none of them there is known as Simon Ekpa. There is no Simon Ekpa within this military. The person, the human being, Simon Ekpa, is in Finland, and he has never committed any offense known to law in Finland. So that one alone has finished everything. And you cannot, because of something is happening somewhere, you call Southeast Nigeria, and now you want to go and hold somebody or arrest somebody who is all the way in Finland. It doesn't work like that. And there is no any law that prohibits you from speaking. In fact, in Europe, in Western world where they live, they respect what we call human rights, freedom of expression. You are free to say anything you can say because you are free to say it. Speaking your mind is never a crime anywhere in the world. So that is how Simon Ekpa won the case internationally. That is number two. Then number three, freedom fight is recognized all over the world. And armed struggle is also recognized all over the world. Is in African Charter, Article 20, between 1, 2, and 3. Is written there. It's written boldly that you are free. In fact, you will be supported by other African countries when you are into a liberation struggle, that others will support you. It's there. It's written black and white on African Charter, Article 20, between 1, 2, and 3. Go and read it. It's there. It's legit and legal. So, and Finland as a nation has passed through this thing. They fought for their own freedom against Russia, which was the world power. They fought for their own freedom. They carried arms against Russia in order to fight for their own freedom that they are enjoying today. So they can't tell any of their citizens who also want freedom from an oppressive government elsewhere not to fight for his freedom while they fought for their own freedom. Have you seen it? So anything they tell you, oh, this one, that, they are all joking because they know that diplomatically they can never do anything to the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Now you are going to pay attention to see how they unknowingly revealed the secret plans and moves that they have been making in order to kidnap the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. They said here, I think the Ministry of Information can do so much to mitigate all these challenges we are facing. We want you to come in because you will help us a lot. We can pass this message across to Nigerians while every Nigerian should take ownership of what is going on. It will assist us and also achieving much because the cooperation will now come with the understanding and confidence which are critical aspects of us to be able to achieve our goals, Musa said. The CDS called for the support of the public in the war against insurgency, terrorism, and banditry, stressing that the war is a collective endeavor of all Nigerians to defeat criminal elements challenging the sovereignty of the country. Now, let me tell Musa something before I continue. That the so-called Nigerians he is calling to come and support them and ginger them and boost their morale are the same Nigerians they massacre at Tollgate. The same Nigerians, especially the youths, that they murdered in cold blood at Lekki Tollgate. At Lekki Tollgate during the NSAS protest in 2020, they murdered these same Nigerians. These same Nigerians they are calling now to support them. The Nigerians they are calling today are also aware that the real terrorists are the military, who came and massacred innocent youths who were carrying Nigerian flag, singing Nigerian national anthem at Lekki Tollgate because they were protesting to end a police unit known as SAS, who turned themselves into terrorists, terrorizing the entire Nigerians. Now the military, the same military, came and murdered them in cold blood, killed thousands of them in one night. These are the same Nigerians you are calling for their support to give you information. The same Nigerians are aware that in Benue State today, Fulani herdsmen terrorists have taken it over and the military barracks is there in Makodi. Yet, Benue State almost has the highest number of IDP camps in the entire zoo. And you think the Nigerians you are calling are not aware? You think they are fools? Now, pay attention. I want you to pay attention now. The secret has been revealed. They said, in his remarks, Idris, who happens to be the information minister, said the federal government was already reviewing the situation about Ekpa, saying, what I want to tell you is that we are reviewing that situation very well. This assurance from the federal government to the Nigerian army. Pay attention about Simon Ekpa. They said, there are things we don't want to reveal in public. Did you get that now? Let me take that again. Maybe you didn't understand it. He said, the person who is talking now is Idris, the Minister of Information in the zoo under Tinubu's government. He said, there are things we don't want to reveal in the public. And before he said this, he has already said in his remarks, Idris said the federal government was already reviewing the situation about Simon Ekpa, saying, what I can tell you, what I can assure you, he's telling Musa, the military chief, that what I want to tell you is that we are reviewing that situation very well, very well. There are things we don't want to reveal in public. They are reviewing the situation very well. Reviewing every time they meet, they review it, they discuss about it, they talk about it. How do we go about this? We have failed already, diplomatically, whether we have made move before or not. We have failed. Remember, they have called the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria several times for questions and meetings. So they are telling you now, we know that we have failed diplomatically, because even before making the moves, we already know that we cannot win the battle diplomatically, because the man in question is innocent and has not committed any crime in Finland. So there is no how Finnish government will arrest him. He's an innocent man in Finland, and the innocent man in general for fighting for his freedom. So now he said, there are things we don't want to reveal in public, which is now trying to explore other means. The same way they explored other means to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They lured him to Kenya. They use every means available to lay their filthy hands on him. That is the same thing they're doing to lay their filthy hands on Mazi Simon Ekpa. But unfortunately to them, Mazi Simon Ekpa has learned with what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We all have learned. You did it against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you succeeded, and we told you that is the final. That is the final. The kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what brought Biafra today, because through that kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa emerged as the leader, and you can see the bitterness in us, you can see the brutality, you can see the ginger, you can see the agility, you can see what we are doing, you can see how intoxicated we are with freedom. You can feel it. We have grown, the wings are now too many. Just like that Pastor Igila said. So you can't do anything to Mazi Simon Ekpa. He is not going to Kenya. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not going to Kenya. He's not going to any African country where you can strike a deal with the government and kidnap him, rendition him to the zoo. Okwagogi. According to what the Prime Minister said, he said that we are bringing Biafra from diaspora. That is the word of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So forget it, you have lost. Now they said, we uphold freedom of information. The minister asserted that the promotion of patriotism and nationalism was a strategic approach to curb violent crimes such as banditry, kidnapping, and terrorism in the country. The concept of nationalism, nationhood, and patriotism must return for us to have the unity and prosperity that all of us seek. All of them seek, not all of us, because we are not among. We have seen a gradual erosion of our values. Those values need to be reclaimed, and we have to recover our senses, as Nigerians Idris said. They have to recover or regain whatever senses he's talking about as Nigerians. Biafrans are not there. We are not involved. He requested the military to reintroduce the program of embedding journalists in military operations to provide first-hand insight into the theater of operations, thereby fostering more informed and balanced narrative to the zoo, which is using propaganda to feed those animals that call themselves Nigerians and make them to believe whatever garbage they are talking about. They will come and say we have killed 50 men with 50 ESN members in order to put fear in others not to support them. We are here to thwart all your evil efforts and make sure that you fail completely until Biafra is declared. Thank you, my people. To salo no mozia and make it go viral.
Ebe na-ege ntị daalụ nne nkunu sikwe wee na-esola ihe anyị na-eme n'ụbọchị nke tata n'ilu akwụkwọ bụ 25th of December 2023. ọnụnụ ya bụ news analysis. Nwanne anyị nwoke kwugasị gbasịta maka plan federal gọọmenti were n'ebe Maazị Simon Ekpa nọ, nke bụ Biafran Prime Minister of Biafran Public Government in exile, nke dịka ịbịa bụ ka ifere ka ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife akapụkwa alụ nke dropụra ya on the comment section below. Nke dịka ịbịa bụ ọzọ bụ ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-wetara nnukwu